Hi and welcome to this morning's Bible Time vlog. This is our third week of looking at the life of Peter, and it is story 3, Jesus Saves Peter. So at the start of this video you saw different things that people are afraid of, and maybe you spotted some of yours on there. Or it could be that there are things that you are afraid of that weren't included. According to the website thefearof.net, these are the top 10 most common phobias in the world. As I looked at the list, I've probably experienced about 9 out of 10 of those fears at some time in my life. I think I will always have a fear of spiders, but ones like thunder and lightning and fear of flying and of heights, over time I've overcome, or I've learned to live with it. But phobias like the fear of snakes would probably only happen in certain situations, like if I'm in a place where I could possibly come into contact with one and be bitten. So, in today's story, what was Peter afraid of? Let's find out as we read Matthew chapter 14 verses 22 to 33. I'm reading from the New Living Translation, but you can use whichever version of the Bible you find easiest. So starting at chapter 14 and verse 22. Immediately after this, Jesus insisted that his disciples get back into the boat and cross to the other side of the lake, while he sent the people home. After sending them home, he went up into the hills by himself to pray. Night fell while he was there alone. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from land, for a strong wind had risen, and they were fighting heavy waves. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them, walking on the water. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In their fear they cried out, "It's a ghost!" But Jesus spoke to them at once. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage, I am here." Then Peter called to him, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you, walking on the water." "Yes, come," Jesus said. So Peter went over the side of the boat and walked on the water toward Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and the waves, he was terrified and began to sink. "Save me, Lord," he shouted. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. "You have so little faith," Jesus said. "Why did you doubt me?" When they climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. Then the disciples worshipped him. "You really are the Son of God," they exclaimed. Today's key verse can be found in Matthew 14 verse 33, which says, "Then the disciples worshipped him." "You really are the Son of God," they exclaimed. So the question is, did Peter need to be afraid? And more importantly, do we need to be afraid? You can find the answer to that question in verse 27. As you complete this lesson, think about what you're going to do next time you feel afraid. We hope you enjoy doing lesson 3, Jesus Saves Peter. And don't forget to tune in next Sunday from 9 a.m. as we introduce the next lesson from the life of Peter. Also next week, you can join us on Zoom for a fun game, ask any questions you have from the life of Peter lessons, and to find out what's next. But until then, it's goodbye from me. Bye.